What's up, y'all? I want to welcome everybody back to the channel. Um, but anyway, I'm about to tell you about my experience, my very first load and how it went. So I'm new to the pilot industry. I'm new to this escort stuff. Like I'm learning something new every day. Uh, before I got into this, I was driving trucks over the road and local, so I got like truck driving experience, but this is kind of different for those that's coming into this, that's want to decide to do this. Now, I don't have all the answers, so I've been outside cleaning my vehicle off because I like to have like a, with me being new or whatever, even if I wasn't new, but at the same time, I take pride in my vehicle, so I was out there washing it and putting the armor all on the tires and everything, and Windex on the windows because I got a load tomorrow picking up in Houston going to Laredo. But anyway, I'm gonna tell you about how my first day went. Oh, I ended up having a deadhead from where I live down here in the Houston area up to Hope, Arkansas. So that was about 300 some miles. So yeah. So when I should have went out. Now I left early in the morning, but next time I have to deadhead far like that, I know now if I have to deadhead that far, like over 250 miles, I'm gonna just go and get a room. But so that's what I'm gonna do. Matter of fact, that's what I did when I went to. I had got a load at Sweetwater, but it was a no-go. It was Sweetwater, Texas. I did hit it to Sweetwater, but it was a no-go. So they ended up compensating, they ended up paying for that load or whatever. They got canceled. But anyway, back to the Hope, Arkansas. Anyway, what I did was, I did hit it up to Hope, Arkansas or whatever, because it was a load going to Sinton, Texas, which is right outside of Corpus Christi, like 30-some miles. So I went up there, met with the other escort driver. It was a lady that, and if y'all probably know her out here, she hella cool. She go by the name Wonder Woman. Out of the Tyler, Texas area. She's been doing it for a long time, so I was able to learn a lot from her. And so yeah, she's actually cool. So if y'all know her, y'all gonna know her, I promise you. She go by the name Wonder Woman. I promise you, once you meet her, you're gonna know exactly who I'm talking about. Cool lady, man, for real. But anyway, I met up with her. So she was just telling me, basically, how to block the lanes. Cause I was the lead car, so she was basically telling me, you got to get out there and block oncoming traffic, so the truck can make his turn or whatever. So basically, she was just telling me how to, like, to lead. So basically, you got to block, you got to bogart, you got to get out there and kind of like bogart traffic or whatever. And also, you got to also know how to read the permit. You got to know how to read the permit for each state, So, and some of the permits can get difficult, you know what I mean? So I kind of had my cheat sheet, which is a trucker's GPS, Garmin, I have a Red McNally, but I had a Garmin before when I was driving a truck or whatever. But you can't depend on it 100% because when I first started driving, we didn't have none of that. We didn't have GPS and none of that. All we had was an atlas. So I actually know how to read an atlas and read directions pretty good. So driving over the years, that kind of made it, easy for me to understand. So, I mean, it ain't rocket science, but at the same time, you got to know what you're looking for. You got to know, because you can't miss a turn with a wide load or whatever. So anyway, we met up with the lady in Arkansas, got on Interstate 30, came back towards Texarkana. Luckily the scale was closed, because I think you can't, if the scale is open, you got to go in. But, well, no, because the driver, he was like, I got a bypass. So I was like, okay, cool. Bypass meaning you ain't got to go to the weigh station or whatever. You ain't got to go to the chicken coop or whatever. So we kept going down Interstate 30. When we got to Texarkana, we got on 59. But you're not going to, with that load being wide as it is, I mean, long as it was, this one wasn't wide, this was more long. This one was long. So with it being that long or whatever, you're gonna have to, whether it be wide or long, you're gonna deviate from 59. Like normally you would just take, if you're going towards like the way we were going or whatever, you just stay on 59 the whole way. But with the load being so wide, so long, you're not gonna stay on 59. You're gonna have to follow that permit and get off that route, get off of 59 and going through certain areas or whatever. So that being said, make sure you pay attention to that permit because you do not want to get off route or whatever. Also, you want to be up ahead, far enough up ahead, that way you can warn the driver, like if you need to, if there's like a gator in the road, which is a tire, if there's, if there's a car on the shoulder, or if there's debris in the road, in his lane, you got to give him, you got to be able to reach him, you got to be able to, you got to be far enough ahead of that driver to where he have time to get out their lane or do what he got to do. So yeah, you don't want to be just if he ride up on your bumper, then he too close. Then y'all need to spread out some more. So you need to, long as he can hear you on that CB, I think that's pretty decent or whatever. You might not see him or whatever, but you gotta let him know what's going on. Like if it's the hill's clear the hill or clear the curve, or the curve is clear, the hill is clear. If you can't see his windshield or whatever, if he's so far back, you just gotta kind of let him know what's going on. But every truck driver is different. Like some of them, they want you to call out everything, and some of them don't. Like I was calling out like speed limits or whatever, but they'll tell you or whatever, like 660 speed limit, dropping to 60 speed limit, 65 speed limit, whatever the speed limit is or whatever. And so pretty much you just gonna be either in front of that truck or behind it or whatever. So, and then he'll let you know, like, okay, I'm gonna stop at this truck stop here in this town or whatever. And then bam, you just pull in there and y'all take y'all break or do whatever. And then I had an overnight, so he ended up going to the hotel or whatever. I mean, he ended up telling us where he was staying in his truck, but we ended up going to the hotel room or whatever. So, but some of the pilots I see sleep in their vehicle, which is cool because you save money. And I ain't against that because when I was driving trucks or whatever, I was sleeping in my truck, so that ain't no issue. That ain't no big deal. I'm used to this lifestyle, like, because I'm used to truck driving, so it pretty much go hand in hand almost. So except you don't have to have a CDL to do this, but you do gotta. I explain all this stuff in other videos, but I want to just stick to what this video was about. And what my experience is. Like I said, I'm not an expert at this. I'm new to this. You know what I'm saying? But I learned a lot from that lady within that. I learned a lot from that lady that quick or whatever. So just like truck driving, you learn something new every day. But anyway, so we went to the hotel room probably about 8 because they have like a curfew. So we met back up with the truck driver we left out I met back up with him at like 6:45 because he wanted to roll out at 7 o'clock, so we left at 7 and only had like an hour and a half to go. Let me see, an hour. Yeah, it was like about 2 hours left to drive. So, and the driver we had, I'm thinking like an oversized load, it's gonna be moving slow. This dude was going like, he was going over the speed limit. That dude was flying. I was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna put his name out there or whatever. But anyway, dude was getting it, man. I was like, damn, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't complaining about it. But that being said, them state troopers, they don't care about you being an escort or oversized, or they'll still give you a ticket or whatever. So you gotta be careful with that. So you still can't break the law. They don't care about you having a fancy car with flashing lights on it or this and that. They'll still write you a ticket. They don't care about any of that. So be careful. But and after that, you know what I'm saying? After we got down to where we was going, all I did was that was it. Then after that, after you get done with the load, you're gonna invoice, you're gonna send your invoice in or whatever. But before the load or whatever, you're gonna have to send a copy, you're gonna have to send a W-9 form, which is easy. So what I ended up doing was all the information, all the forms that I needed, I just took a picture of everything and I just leave it in my phone just in case I get a new broker. If I find like a new load or whatever, I just had the information already available in my phone. I just send it to the broker or whatever, or to the trucking company. So I ain't got to keep taking pictures and doing this and that. I just keep it in my phone for whenever I deal with somebody new. But they're gonna ask for like a W-9. They're gonna ask for your insurance. So that's what, like when they ask for your credentials, that's pretty much what it is. They're gonna ask for like your W-9. They're gonna ask for because in Texas you gotta have a certification. So I got the Washington State certification, which is good in Texas, and it's from Evergreen. I think that's the name of the place I got my certification from, and I paid $300 for that, and it was online or whatever. So. And Evergreen is cool, or whatever. Because I'm about to go back through them and get my WIT pack certification, which is about the same price. I think it's like $300 or $320. That way I could do the windmills. You gotta have it. You gotta have WIT pack to move the windmills. And it's a lot of those from what I hear coming out of Galveston and Corpus Christi. And I live in the Houston area, so I'm not about to pass up that opportunity. So the moment I get to take that course, I'm gonna take it. So remember that if you want to get that move windmills, you gotta have WIT pack, from what I hear. So yeah, that being said, I'm just giving you the information or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I'm new at this, so I'm not an expert. I'm not gonna proclaim to be one, but I feel like I can pass on to the people that want it or that need it or whatever. So, but yeah, you're gonna send in, like I said, your credentials, which is your W-9, your insurance, your WIT pack or whatever, your driver's license, pretty much whatever. And if you don't know what all they want, just ask them. That's what I did. And then at the end of the trip, you're gonna send in, you're gonna invoice it or whatever. And invoices, let me see, the invoice is pretty easy. Matter of fact, I'll do that in a separate video because it's so simple, you know what I'm saying? It's so simple, but I'll do that in the next video. But if you have any questions or anything or whatever, if I don't know the answer, I can try to find somebody that'll give you the answer or whatever. So if you have a question, leave it in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel or whatever. And I appreciate y'all. I know my channel's small right now, but we're gonna eventually grow it. But until then, y'all be safe out there on the road. Be careful and peace out.